a pivotal matchup for George Mason to prove that they belong in that top tier of volleyball teams in the country. And an early emphatic kill for Patrick Rogers. Going to be saying his name all night long. The senior out of Rutherford, Illinois, stands 6'7" and can absolutely jump. Look for him to have a big game today. Serve from Lucas Machado. Zaharev down the middle. It's Lilly with the response. Lilly in his last game in 3 sets had only 6 kills, but it was the blocks that really got it done. 7 total, 2 of them solo, 5 assisted. Look for him in the middle of the floor to try and slow down Ball State's offensive attack. That one splits Evangelista and Lilly. Now Lilly will go off for Steph Kins. Rogers going to be on the serve here. Just looking through Ball State's schedule, this is probably their 3rd hardest game of the season. As I said before, they have already faced UCLA and Stanford, and they face another EIVA team in NJIT. So that 3-game stretch, they went 2-1 with 1 loss coming against UCLA, their lone loss on the season. Since then, they've played 3 games against lesser opponents in Maryville, Charleston, and Maryland Eastern Shore, have won all 3 in a sweep. Back and forth early between these 2 squads. This Ball State team does have a tendency to get a little extra on the serve. Mason just has to push over there. That one's going to be blocked up front. Elijah Lazar, he's going to need to have a huge game in the middle along with Alexander Lilly. The defense has to step up for George Mason. When I was looking at that game between Ball State and University of Maryland Eastern Shore, that was the main thing, is Eastern Shore could not slow down the offensive attack of Ball State or really even put them out of rhythm. George Mason has to be able to do that today. Rogers gets the slide off the hands of Mason. It's going to fall inbounds. He'll set it up. And this time they'll attack through the middle. Going to the other side now. Mason without an offensive attack yet. And that time they get it out of bounds off the hands of a Mason player. Kill goes to Will Basillo. Lewis on the serve. 65 off the hand of Lewis, and Zaharev takes advantage of a long pass, just puts it straight down. Tough play for Ball State to get under that one. All tied up at 4 early on. Blocked up front by Mason again. Evangelista and Lilly team up for the block right there. That has to be a consistent force for George Mason on the outside, contending with Lewis and Rogers. It's going to be a challenge for both of them today. Slight size advantage does go to Ball State, just by a little bit. Zaharev set up Welton, who couldn't put it down. Now Lewis initially got it through. Good cleanup from Steph Kins, then blocked. Lewis gonna try again. That time he gets it through off the hands of Welton. The early stages of this, you can really see how important this game is for George Mason. Every point. Jay Hosick, I would say, coached a relaxed game against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Now comes into this one, seems to be holding a little bit more pressure. The player's obviously going to need to perform. This could be a team or potentially a game that could vault them back into the top 20 volleyball teams in the nation. Getting the kill right there was Braden Savitsky-Lind. Back set over to Evangelista, slowed down by the blockers of Ball State. That was Rogers. Not too strong of an attack. Evangelista has to work it back inside the pin and cannot. Ball State gets the block set up, pushes it back inside. Gets their 8th point of the game and puts them up 2. Tough serve there. Zaharev tries to go down the middle, pushed over by Lilly. Great adjustment from Alexander Lilly. Pass looked a little long. Looked like they tried to go up tempo, and it would have been there if he had a little more velocity on it, but works out anyway. Evangelista, strong serve. Over to Rogers and finds the back line. Tough play for the Mason defense to try and handle. When I was watching this Ball State team work against Maryland Eastern Shore, it was like a well-oiled machine. They were very rarely pressured out of their system. Right now, Mason doing a good job putting them out of their system. Looks like Lilly had a net violation there as he went up for the block. Ball State gives it right back. A couple of errors on both sides by these teams. Only down 2 are the Patriots. Lilly, strong serve off the chest of Basillo. Blocked up front by Mason. Blocked up front again. Can't do it a third time. Don't think there was a touch. And it looks like Iandolo is going to let it pass. Lilly to serve again. Game tying point right here potentially. And instead it goes down for Ball State. That's Will Patterson, the junior from Loveland, Ohio. Only played in 2 sets against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Didn't have a whole lot of opportunities. Only getting 3 total attempts, but did get 1 kill out of it. Ooh, emphatic kill for Jack Lopez. Goes straight down the line on the near side. No chance there for Ball State. And they're out of rotation. Mental mistake there from Ball State. We'll get some clarification from Rogers here with the head official. Again, those are those kind of things where perhaps the away gym makes it a little bit harder to recognize that stuff. Amazing reception, I believe, by Basillo. Lopez gets it over. 2 early kills for Jack Lopez. Coming into this, he was absolutely going to need to have a more efficient game for George Mason. Did have 6 kills, but only hit around 7% of his attacks. As that goes down for Ball State and Will Patterson once again. But Jack Lopez starting to right the wrongs here of the game against Mount Olive. We're all knotted up at 12. Another point for George Mason here as they regain the lead. Pretty good crowd here in Fairfax as well on both sides. Tell that this game has a ton of meaning to it as that one's put straight down. Kins was able to dig it out initially, but went straight towards the Mason bench. And out of play. And that is a service error. That is absolutely something the Patriots can take advantage of in this game. Just looking through some of these top players on the season. You have Ryan Lewis with 19 service errors, Patrick Rogers with 18 himself. Those are guys that are going to be seeing the ball a lot here in this game. So you got to wonder how often Mason is going to be able to get free points off of that. Only time will tell. Tied up at 14. Zaharev pushes it down right in front of Ryan Lewis. 15-4 is probably the best at the school between all the sports, and that's even considering basketball, which many would consider as the top sport here at Mason. But you see the support that this team and the women's team get on a consistent basis, especially because the women's team turned it around so well this year. Getting a program that was kind of in the mud the past couple of years, as now getting a controversy here. Jay Hosick, believe, just said that's a BS call, but my ears may be deceiving me. Good reception there. Welton initially gets it up, and what a play. Getting over to it was Machado. Welton still can't put it down. Machado back in. Lewis finds a space. What a point for Ball State. A couple of great attacks by Aiden Welton, and it doesn't matter. That's the well-oiled machine I was talking about before. As you see the Ball State fans in attendance getting loud for that last point. Their team up 2. Another strong serve, 65 off the hand of Savitsky Lind. Welton tries again, but it's blocked. Machado with a couple of nice points. Both of these teams premier in the country in terms of volleyball programs. This one has got the makeup of a big-time game for both of these squads, and it's shaping up to be that way at least through the first set. But even with that importance, it goes to show how important some of the calls are, like the one that Jay Hosick was mad about before, where you don't necessarily get a call to go your way. As we see a service ace there by Robert Evangelista. But every single one of those calls matters just a tiny bit more, the momentum that it gives. Obviously, Ball State, this game would be flipped the other way around had George Mason gotten that violation call. But instead we sit here with Ball State in the lead. Another good serve from Evangelista. Machado puts it back over. Rogers gets blocked up front, and it's going towards the scorer's table, but he saves it. Now Lopez tries and gets the kill. George Mason has Ball State scrambling for some of these kills. They've been able to dig it out for most of these points. But it is quite the opposite of what University of Maryland Eastern Shore was doing yesterday, just letting them do whatever. Lewis tries to find something. No touch there, and it goes out of bounds. Smart play by Rogers. Both teams looking relaxed through the first set. Oh, and that one goes off the hand and into the face of Robert Evangelista. Service ace for Machado. He'll try again. And just like that, another service error. Machado now with 19 service errors on the season. He's another one of these players that'll give you a couple a game. And a timeout taken by Iandolo. As I mentioned before, Ball State has won each of their last 3 games in a sweep. They have yet to have a game go to 5 sets. Just a season ago, Ball State, whenever they were on the road, was only 500, 5-5. That came in a year where they were only 9-7 in conference. Benefited greatly from some early season wins. George Mason looking to take advantage of a home crowd that they have really succeeded with in the last couple of years as Jack Lopez gets another block. He's fired up here. Jay Hosick telling him, let's go. Machado goes up tempo and finds Patterson. Patterson been very good to start this game. He's already up to 3 kills. Up top, Zaharev, other side to Welton, gets tipped around a little bit. Rogers sends it over. Mason gonna try again. Lazar can't get it to fall, slowed down initially. Zaharev through the middle to Evangelista. What a dig! But it's blocked up front. Scherer's near split on the dig does not pay off, and Mason gets the block. Aiden Welton, as you kind of see, shaking off that hand. He's got that half club on his left. That's definitely something to keep an eye on here as they go through the middle to Patterson again. The 6'10" mid blocker has a pretty big size advantage over both Lazar and Alexander Lilly. 4 inches on Lazar at the moment. In the game now for Ball State is Adir Ben Slush. Comes in to serve. Little knuckleball. Lopez puts it right past his right foot. Lopez amped up after that last kill. He ties this game at 22. Patterson back in the game to take out Ben Slush. And it brings in Victor Scherer. Lopez clean on the serve. Machado across. Basillo can't put it down. And getting it past is Welton. Telling you, you can see it on these players' faces. George Mason, every time they get a point, it's that quiet celebration where they're amped up in the moment for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then it's right back to business. 56 off the hand of Lopez. Lewis slowed down at the front, rolls off the hands of Lopez. They'll try it with Evangelista. It's blocked, cleaned up by Kins. Evangelista blocked again. Kins is there again. Back set, Welton. It's going back to Mason. Zaharev to Welton. No touch. Oh, they say there was a touch. And a second timeout used by Savitsky Lind, being the only substitution that's seen major time. Lopez gets it over. Up top, it's Lewis. Crowd on their feet. Ball State fans stressed as well. Making noise here at the rack. Evangelista put up top. Lewis gets it blocked but out of bounds. We're going to extras, folks. And a timeout here by Jay Hosick. So after these couple of points, we're going to be rolling straight through. Oh, and okay, here we go. So we got a challenge. Or no challenge? Trying to look at the signal of the ref here. I think potentially the call is that he called a timeout first. So he couldn't change it to a challenge. And hot mic moment here. I know exactly what, my ears might have deceived me the last time, but I know exactly what he said that time. Jay Hosick has to be careful here. And he goes at it again. So after the timeout, Zaharev now talking with the head official here, saying he didn't call timeout. So no challenge awarded to Jay Hosick, and a yellow card now on Jay Hosick. And the crowd's getting into it. They're loving it here. Again, Hosick has to be careful. And we'll get underway. Fiery here for George Mason. Lewis gets it over. Zaharev, back set, Welton from the back line. Can't get it to fall, it's going over. Good recognition there from Lewis until it's put down. Couldn't tell if that was Machado or Savitsky Lind. But regardless, it flips the other way. Ball State. Set point. Out of bounds. A service error at the complete wrong moment. But that's exactly what you get here. And now for the first time in this game, we'll see Derek Nagel, the junior from Palatine, Illinois, serving specialist for this George Mason team. Did it all throughout his sophomore year here at Mason. And he'll do it again here in the clutch. Pretty good one there from Nagel. Basilio can't get it to fall. Pancake, but it's blocked. Alexander Lilly gets picked up off the floor by Jack Lopez. Initially stumbled. And this crowd is alive. It'll be Nagel again. But it's out of bounds. So right on the set points for both of these teams. They trade service errors, and we're all tied up once again. It's going long, battle at the net. Zaharev keeps it alive. Back over and in play. Oh my goodness. Machado went over and was chirping a little bit at Alexander Lilly. Man, this game, this feels like a classic in the making. Set point number 3, Ball State. Lilly fires one, and it's out of play. He put every ounce of hatred for that last point into that kill. And we're all tied up once again. Gets his foot! Oh my goodness, Ryan Lewis. Set point number 4, Mason. And it's out of bounds again. Just unreal, these last couple of points. Going to 30 on the first set. In the game now, Tyler Wint, the freshman. Going over to Welton, and that certainly hit the arm of Lewis. And we'll get another set point here. Wint goes back off the floor. It's up to Evangelista to put it in play. Crowd alive. Through the middle, it's blocked. Rogers blocked off the hands of Welton and Lilly as it ricochets out of bounds. 29-29. Machado. Blocked up front. Put back. Lopez can't get it to fall. Rogers looks for the push and gets it. Welton and Lilly not close enough to set up the blocks. And a high IQ play there from Rogers. Number 5, set point. Zaharev, Welton, trying to find the back line, and not inbounds. Lopez, as you see on your screen, looking at some of his best plays from that first set. He ended up totaling up 3 kills on 5 attempts, hitting 600 right now. No errors. That's the biggest part of this. He had a ton against Mount Olive on Friday afternoon. And now comes into this feeling much better. He's got 2 digs as well, so getting it done on the defensive side, but he's also been that spark plug. Every time they go back to the huddle, he is coming back with energy, keeping the team up and ready to go. As you see right there, the fist bump, this guy is a huge piece to this, that decent player. And Savitsky Lind has been every bit of that here through the first set of the game. Early kill goes down here for George Mason. But then Alexander Lilly can't keep it in play. Went off the side of his hand, I believe. He'll go off the floor now for Steph Kins. That looks like it's out of bounds. Mason gets it. Another great play by Steph Kins to get out of the way of it. One of the things to look at in this game is how the blocks develop on both sides. Neither team with any solo blocks at the moment. Oh my goodness gracious, Rogers from behind 10 feet. Puts down a kill, evens it up at 2. But in that first set, it was 13-5 for blocks. Keep an eye, and that goes in Mason's direction. So keep an eye on how that develops throughout the game. As Lopez splits defenders again. Going from where we were at the end of the first set to now where everything's feeling a little more calm here in the early stages of the second. It's quite the turnaround, as now you could hear a pin drop in this gym. And right after the kill, Lopez fires it out of bounds, gives it right back to Ball State. Ryan Lewis now on the serve. Good reception there from Steph Kins. Cross court to Welton, and it's blocked but landing out of bounds. Oh, inbounds actually. Ball State gonna take the lead here. And now their bench getting into it. Lewis seems pretty confident that that one landed inbounds, and we're going to get a challenge. So Iandolo using his challenge here. In the last game, we saw the coaches be pretty successful with pretty much all of their challenges, so see how that might change here in this game. So we'll take a look at the replay and see what we've got. That one definitely looks inbounds, so I would not imagine this is going to be a long review here. Take a look at it from the other angle. Right there, pretty clearly inbounds, and it was a fast review, so we should get the call initially. And the intuition of Ryan Lewis pays off. Iandolo 1 for 1 on challenges. Lewis gonna take the serve. Fans starting to chirp at Ball State a little bit. Welton puts it over the blockers and finds the back line. Briefly mentioned it before, but Aiden Welton's development in this program here at George Mason It's really been instrumental to their success so far throughout the year. Has a lot of their offensive opportunities as that one flies out of bounds from Lewis. But Welton didn't play much last year as a freshman. Now comes in, a little bit more muscle. Gio Collazo with it, the departure. He now comes in, have to replace that production. Welton comes in now this year as a sophomore, looking good on the young season. As Braden Savitsky-Lind finds the back line. Still has not missed in this game. Basilio gets it over cleanly. And the block. Patrick Rogers, big time denial right there. Jay Hosick takes a peek at the scoreboard. And it's going to land out of bounds. Another challenge coming up here. Basilio. Again, pretty confident that this one landed in bounds. Line judge came over shaking his head, so we'll see. Comes down the line here. That one is certainly closer. And see, I think that this one might stand. Does look like the ball may clip it a bit. Tough to see from this angle. Seems like every time we switch angles, we've got a player in the way of the ball. That look right there is going to be our best. The Apide's going down. Pretty fast review. So at all the angles they have around the rack gym, they found the one to make this thing conclusive. And it does go to Ball State. A little bit shocked by that one, but again, they have different camera angles that we do not have access to that make this thing very easy to review. 2 for 2 on the day is Iandolo. Basilio. Mason handles it this time. Welton responds in a big way right in the middle of the defense of Ball State. Zaharev, short serve. Across to Rogers, going straight off the arm of Lopez. Tapped over by Lilly. Basilio couldn't catch up to it over on the back line. So now 2 straight points here for Mason. Zaharev, fiery serve, changes it up there. And then blocked but out of bounds. Lewis gets the kill. Savitsky-Lind. Easy serve from Mason to respond to, and they get the kill. Evangelista put it off the left arm of Rogers. Evangelista gives it right back. Another service error here for George Mason. Again, both offenses kind of doing exactly what they need to. Ball State hitting 400, Mason hitting 50%. Lopez gonna try again. Wow! Knocks Scherer to the ground as he tried to dig it out. Dude's on an all-time heater right now. 7 kills in the game. Lilly gets the serve to Scherer. Goes a little long and out of bounds. Pass looked a little high. Patterson tried to go up tempo. That's a play that's worked for him numerous times here in this game. And how Patterson has gotten the majority of his kills. Lilly gonna serve again with this thing all tied up. Machado puts it back. Lewis can't get it down. It'll go to Welton now. And out of bounds, no touch. Here is Patrick Rogers taking the serve, and he's going to float it out. That's a very hard serve to perceive. That knuckleball that just changes direction as it crosses the court. Patriots do a good job adjusting and get the point. A couple of service errors here in a row. Make that 4 now for George Mason here in the second set. Bit of a misinterpretation. It looked like Steph Kins thought Evangelista was going to play that one. Instead, at the last second, decided to get out of the way of it. Hit Steph Kins in the chest. And a service ace here for Will Patterson. Back up 3 are the Cardinals. Welton is blocked. Man, Will Basilio didn't give that an ounce of space to breathe. Patterson sends it over easy. Lopez, big time smash, Basilio's there. He's gonna try to attack here, and not getting under it is Evangelista, wondering where everyone's at. In this 3-0 run here for Ball State. The reception going long, but Zaharev wins the battle at the net as he just pushes it back over. Patterson gonna trot back off for Scherer. We saw this thing pretty much evened up the entire way through the first set. We'll see what Mason's got to try and come back with this one. As Lopez fires it out of bounds. Seems like that 4-point deficit could be a little too much. They've got to work their way back into this thing. Again, throw Ball State off of their rhythm. Zaharev backs at Lopez, can't get it across. Again, self-inflicted wounds here for the Patriots. Now out of the timeout, find themselves down 5. When does Jay Hosick look at his timeouts and think, gotta regroup? Well, gonna try it, and he'll get the touch off of Lewis. Stops the bleeding for the moment. They've got to string together a couple of good serves here. It'll be Lazar to do so. It's going to be quick up top. Passes were a little off, and they get the kill regardless. It's Lewis. He's having a huge second set. Lewis now up to 8 kills in the game. Basilio serves it right over the net, and up tempo to Lilly. It's honestly a play I'm surprised the Patriots have not gone back to. Obviously, the blocking by Ball State has been much better here in the second set. There's another service error by Zaharov. And now a Durban Slush. Comes back in to serve, up 5. Easy one there. Welton gets it through the front line and on the back line. Then Slush gonna come back off. Scherer back on the floor here for Ball State. This one's going long. And getting the point is George Mason. Like a net violation there from Machado. Machado setting up. Rogers goes right across the face of Welton and Lilly. Machado sends a low one over to Lopez. That one's blocked, kept alive by Zaharov. Lopez is blocked! Rogers! And that'll force, along with 6 service errors that have kept them behind in this game. And this is a crucial second set here for them, considering Ball State won the first one. Got to consider the emotional toll, mental toll that losing that first set takes on all of these players, where you feel like you're right in it opening stages of the game, and instead you drop it, and now you got to work your way back. And you definitely don't want to go down 2-0 to this Ball State team. With how potent they can be offensively, they still find themselves down 5. They've got a ton of work to do here if they want to come away with the win. If Ball State comes away with this second set, it'll have to come in reverse sweep fashion. Lilly, line drive serve. Up top, and what a play by Lewis. It was honestly a really good fake by Patterson. They almost went up at the same time for the attack, so it was hard for Mason to judge where it was going. At that point, the blocks were already headed down, so Lewis just floats it over the top and into the soft spot. Going across, Lopez splits Machado and Rogers. Still down 5. Machado goes across, and you see it right there. This is the system that I was talking about. Ball State was able to get into against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Just felt like they never really found a way to stop Ball State. And we're kind of seeing that here now. After the first set adjustments, Ball State has been really in a rhythm since the start. Only their 3rd service error of the second set here. Lopez on the second set point. It's going long. Nobody plays it on Mason's side, interestingly enough. Looks like that ball had already crossed the net, so Ball State gets called for the violation. Third set point on the way here. Lopez puts it straight to Basilio. Lewis kept alive initially. Kins brings it back in and back over with Zaharev. Mason resets the blocks. Not enough. Braden Savitsky-Lind ends the second set. The number 10 ranked team in the nation. And of course the Cardinals on the other side looking to complete the sweep. Ball bounces around a couple of Patriots right there, and Alexander Lilly can't lift it back up. And a service ace. 2 straight points here for Ball State. And since Lilly hit the deck, we'll get some of the sweepers out here to dry the floor. So with the perspiration cleaned up, get back underway here. For the adjustments on Mason's side coming out of that second set, again, get back to setting up the blocks cleanly. Disrupt the Ball State offense. They were able to do a little too much of what they wanted, play their own game. Got to be able to disrupt that at least a little bit and then calm down on the mistakes. I mean, you see it right there. That's a play that Alexander Lilly has 90% of the time. Right there, just glances off the hand. Zaharev gonna try and set up Lopez here, but it's blocked up front. 3 giant men in the front for Ball State, and Ryan Lewis, Patrick Rogers, and Will Patterson at an average height of 6'8½". Soft touch there from Evangelista. Pancaked from Lewis. They'll go across to Welton. Does not land it in bounds. Man, 5 straight points here for Ball State. About as rough. Turn this thing around early in the third. It was already going to be a tough task to win this third set, just with how good Ball State can be, but man, see the reaction by the Ball State bench. Will Patterson, huge block. Make that 6 straight here. Lopez gonna get a kill. Steph Kins goes off for Alexander Lilly. And Lilly can't get it over. It's just mistakes. Mistakes right now for George Mason. In a game where Ball State has almost matched them entirely. Ball State just getting the better of it a little bit more. Right now for the game, Ball State hitting .417. Mason only hitting .222 right now. They're going to need to jump that up just a little bit. Currently hitting in the negatives. Up top, Lewis is blocked up front. Belicio gets blocked as well. Machado sets up Belicio again, and that time they get the touch. I mean, it's so tough to match what this Ball State team can do. I mean, you see them get stuffed up front, but then they've got everyone in the right position to be able to clean it up. When those blockers are up and setting up the blocks, if they do end up getting one and it goes straight up in the air, it's so hard for those blockers to look up and find the ball. But Ball State does a great job of getting their guys in the back up to clean it up. And they did it twice on that 1 point alone. And then just smartly push it off the blockers of George Mason to secure the point. Lopez with a strong serve, 55 off the hand, and then going down the line, Savitsky Lind. There has to be a run at some point for the Patriots. They could not do it in the second. Can they slow down Ball State enough? Back set, Welton. Can't get it to go, Rogers is there. Now they'll go to Lewis. Had to go way up for that one. Evangelista, great dig by Belicio, and then blocked, and it'll fall. Evangelista and Lazar get a block. Coming up a little slowly here is Machado. Seems to be okay. Machado putting it down in front of Zaharev is Belicio. Zaharev across to Evangelista until it's blocked. Savitsky Lind again. Four players right now making a huge difference for Ball State. This starting lineup is an absolute nightmare as they get a service ace. Jay Hossick's team down 8 here in the third. Needing this set to keep the game alive. And it's put down. Just barely in front of Machado. Honestly, the biggest difference in this game right now is honestly the energy on Mason's side. You could really feel it. How it was impacting the crowd and the players, at least in the first set. When everything was close, crowd was into it, possibly taking Ball State off their spots. We saw them have a rotation error early in that first set. But now, again, just a little quiet as that one doesn't even touch the net. So Savitsky Lind will slowly make his walk back to the bench. That one went under the net. Patriots down 7. Machado goes through the middle. No touch up top. This is what the Patriots need right now. String together a couple of good points. Get the momentum back on your side. And see what you can do from there. Great serve from Evangelista. Now a soft touch. Welton floats it over. It'll be Rogers. Goes across, Kins is there to clean up. Evangelista from the back line. Hit the net, but got it in. 3-0 run for the Patriots. (13-8). Back set, Lewis once again cannot be stopped. I'm telling you, it feels like every time that this dude goes up, he is unstoppable. And it has certainly been that way the last couple of times. Now 11 kills for Ryan Lewis. Lopez tries to go across the defense. And he does get a touch on Ball State side. There is Iandolo telling his men to stay focused. This is a Mason team that's going to be gritty and resilient up until the end. Kept alive by Lilly initially. Lopez couldn't get it. Get the sweat cleaned up on our side. Will Patterson sends the serve across cleanly. There's Lazar in the middle. Now we've got some perspiration on Ball State side, I believe. Any kind of momentum change. It's mistakes like that that can really end it. And now on the floor for the first time for Ball State is Marty Canavan. Out of bounds off the hand of Welton. Down 7. George Mason had a brief rally there to try and come back in this third set. See what they've got here again. Welton gonna try it. Welton tries again, can't get it. Rogers is there to clean it up. Basilio tried to get the block. Good play by Mason. They just push over. Lopez blocked all the way into the stands as the fans avoid a live projectile. Jack Lopez continues to have a very productive game. Now double-digit kills, hitting 353. They fake it to Savitsky Lin, then the pass goes long. Battle at the net won by Zaharev. And then Basilio gets the touch. Ryan Lewis. Couple times this game, mistakes from the service line. Third one of the game there for Lewis. He certainly made up for it on the offensive side. Still leads the Ball State Cardinals with 12 kills. They'll try again here. A couple of times it rolls off the fingertips and then goes over. Passing is crisp right now for Ball State. Welton tries to work it in and he gets it right in front of Rogers. 2-0 run with still a ton of work to do. And now we've got a stoppage here. Again, we've got the sanitation out again. I cannot see what's on the floor. It must be blood. So this guy does have a tissue that seems to have some red spots on it. I'll tell you, this is the weirdest stretch of volleyball I've ever been a part of. We're getting 3 stoppages today alone for bodily fluids. And we're even looking around the floor for even more. I'm not even sure where this is coming from, to be honest. Not seeing any open wounds, but blood's getting on the floor somehow, so. All right, we're going to get back underway here. Griffin Satterfield, the senior out of Camano Island, Washington, now on the floor here for Ball State. Ryan Lewis with another kill. Basilio. Pass is going long again. And as soon as he comes into the game, Satterfield gets onto the stat sheet. Down 7. He'll be off the floor for this point. And Lily's going to push it over. Great dig there from Ryan Lewis. And that one's going to travel out of bounds. Out of bounds, but with a touch. Looks like it skated off the hand of Jack Lopez. Rogers seemed to know it immediately. So out of the timeout, Ball State gets a point, 21-13. Zaharev back set to Welton. Just nothing going for the Patriots right now. And you see Jay Hosick there. With that shot courtesy of Sam. Frustration all around for the Patriots. Ball State still working along with George Mason. Wow, I'm shocked that no one went up on Mason's side there. Seemed like Evangelista might have had a chance at it. Falls as a kill. Ball State 2 points away from their 4th sweep in a row. Currently up 10 on Mason. Finding the back line, that's Aiden Welton. Patriots just trying to finish strong at this point in the game. Patriots keep it alive. Evangelista tries to get the touch. Blocks were set up nicely by Ball State. They send 3, and then they find some space. Evangelista on the back line. Confused look on the face of Iandolo. And right there, Zaharev makes it match point. And coming in to possibly deliver the final blow is Durban Slush. coming in for the third time in this game. Sloosh. Too long. So we'll go to match point number 2. It'll be Evangelista. Soft serve, that's going to be put back over towards Mason. Zaharev over to Lilly, straight into the chest of Ben Schluch. And an attacking error there from Rogers as he ends up on his back. Evangelista once again over cleanly, and Basilio, this one is available for the Patriots to play. Lopez gets it down. All right now, 4-point run here for the Patriots. All of them unanswered. Iandolo letting it go. And that'll be out of bounds. Evangelista on a service error, going to end this one 25-18. I would say